Alrighty, I think we are good to go. Welcome back to a Chart Nerd technical analysis video. Today we will be discussing the likes of Velo on its weekly time frame. Now there's many fractals that I want to share with you guys, many different posts of Velo charts that I've shared on X that I'm going to share with you today, just to give us an overall perspective of the Velo price action. Now, two sides to every coin. There's going to be bullish targets and there's also going to be short-term, I wouldn't necessarily say bearish targets, but areas of support that I think Velo might come to if we are to see a retracement in the next couple of weeks. Now, again, I'm not saying that that's going to happen, guys. I'm just saying we need to be prepared for every scenario. What goes up must come down. What goes down, spit it out, vice versa. You know what I mean. So let's get into the Velo price action today. Nothing that I say is financial advice, guys. Now, looking at Velo here on its weekly time frame, before I show you any other fractals, I wanted to focus on this one here for Velo. So what you'll notice is we've got this level of resistance and we also have this level of support. Now, this level of resistance was created back in February of 2023, and this level of support was created in August of 2023. Now, you can see we was caught between a rock and a hard place, and what we did was we had these massive gaps between these EMAs here. So we've got the 55, this red EMA, and this yellow 20 EMA, and we had a massive gap between these EMAs. And when you get these sort of huge gaps between EMAs, they tend to act as a magnet. So when you get so far extended from it, you generally tend to get pulled back to the other average. Now, what I've seen here is this play out perfectly to a T. We were caught between a rock and a hard place. We got really squeezed here between the EMAs, and we eventually formed Velo's first ever bull cross on support here, on this ascending support, when we came back for it in November, and since then we've never looked back. Now, what you'll notice is since forming this bullish cross, which is a very bullish signal, I've covered it in many videos, what you'll notice is Velo has had this run over the past 6 to 7 weeks back up to this level of resistance. Now, if we zoom in and have a little bit more of a sort of internal look here, what you'll notice is Velo has had a close out above its resistance level. Now, when we're looking at this trend line of resistance here, we're going off candle closes. As you can see in the past on this May high, these candle closes here at 0.024/23/4, and these candle closes back here as resistance back in February of 2023 at 0.013. So we're analyzing the candle close trend line here. Now, if we analyze it from the candle closes, you'll notice we've had a close above that trend line, and right now we are holding it on a knife edge as support. So if we can maintain above this resistance level and sort of hover above here for a week or two, maybe consolidate, but hold it, I think this could be a sign for continuation. Now, again, albeit considered, we could also run into resistance here, and this could be a deviation point out of the resistance line that we've been under, but we do potentially come in for another key level of support, potentially before then getting the breakout. That's something else that we need to cover. So in today's video, guys, we are going to be looking at some key support targets and some bullish targets for Velo moving into the near future, into Q1 2025, so on and so forth, and many different fractals. So again, this is just one of the many plays I'm looking at. We have broken this resistance. We are sitting above it in regards to the candle closes trend line, and we've had the bullish cross on support. Are we looking for the breakout here, or are we going to come back for support? It's all a big question. Now, let's look at some other fractals here for Velo. So if we go to my X profile here, you will see that I posted around 8 hours ago that Velo has broken multi-year resistance and has had the retest full send inbound. So if we look at the chart here, what you'll notice in regards to, again, candle closes, we had this level of resistance since 2021 that Velo has been under, and we've eventually had the Adam and Eve breakout. On the Adam and Eve breakout, when we did break out of its resistance, you'll notice we ran into this multi-year candle close resistance, but then came back for support on the Adam and Eve neckline, turned that previous resistance into support, and then we got the breakout. Now, so you can see here, September was when we actually broke out of this trend line. October was the retest. So we had the breakout and retest back onto this trend line, back onto, again, the Adam and Eve support with this wick candle here in November. And now through December, we're starting to pick up. And I believe the Adam and Eve breakout is now in full swing. So that is another really bullish chart here for Velo. We've got a multi-year candle close resistance line that we've actually broke out of and retested. So we've had the breakout, we've had the retest, looking for continuation. Right, so that's one. Now, if we go to another post of mine that I shared earlier, I think, again today, these are some prime targets. So a lot of you will probably be interested in this now. What I'm looking at here for Velo over the near short term. Now, nothing that I say is financial advice. This is all for educational and entertainment purposes only, guys. But this is something I'm monitoring, right? We have our first target at 0.044. Now, how I get these targets, before I get ahead of myself, we've got a Fibonacci on from the all-time low down at 0.0010. And we've got the all-time high, we've got the fib on from this low back to the current, the all-time high, right? And now we're looking at the key levels of resistance on the way back up to this all-time high. So I think these three levels of resistance will eventually get met. Yes, they are targets, but they will also, I think, act as resistance moving forward once we're on the way back up towards the all-time high. Now, again, I'm not 100% sure if the all-time high will get hit this cycle. Maybe, who knows? Very speculative, but I want to remain slightly conservative here, guys, albeit considered these are still relatively large targets from where we are now, and considered where we've come from. We do need to sort of appreciate here that we have had a lot of these gains over the past 6 weeks taken out. These would have been a lot bigger moves 6 weeks ago if we was on board, when this bullish cross was getting covered, and we would have been in for a lot more of a fruitful ride. But that's not to say that Velo still can't offer potential returns and gains, and I think we could be looking at a potential 11x even from current price up to 38 cents this cycle. So my first target is 0.044, and I think it's about a 40% move away, so not too far, but I think Velo will eventually get there. Now, when that's taken out, I think the second target sits at 10 to 11 cents. Now, a lot of you will know this is that Adam and Eve target that we've been covering for many moons, and it's something I've been monitoring for I think about 8 months now, so waiting for that target still to come, and I think that is the sort of first area I would probably be interested in, maybe thinking about taking something off the table. Again, nothing that I say is financial advice. The third target that I think Velo will eventually meet after taking out 10 cents is potentially 38 cents, which is an 11x move. So you've got a 40% move to the first target, 143% to the second, and a 1,131% opportunity up to 38 cents for the third. So these are just some targets that I'm personally looking for. Again, please do not take this as financial advice because it isn't. It's not. I'm just sharing the information that I'm seeing with you on the charts. Okay, it's what the fibs are telling me. It's what the chart's telling me. I'm here to share that information with you. We do have very strong volume here, especially over the last year as well. So it wouldn't surprise me that this break with the weekly bullish cross could potentially see these three targets met. Now, moving on to the next post here. Now, this is a parabolic curve theory that I've been monitoring for Velo for quite some time as well, and I released an update on this not too long ago, saying that the resistance Velo needs to break is its monthly 20 EMA at 0.035. Now, I shared this on the 15th. Ironically, we've come up to this target 0.035, and we've met right as of now. We haven't taken it out or cleared it yet. We're meeting the monthly 20 EMA as resistance. So, and it's key ascending resistance line that formed from the first impulsive wave from our all-time low. So what you'll notice here is that Velo from this all-time low, I've got this parabolic curve theory which we've been adhering to very nicely right now, and we have that same resistance I shared with you on the chart at the start, where we've got this resistance line here. Okay, getting back to that post now, you'll see we have the same resistance line, and what we also have is this yellow line, which is the 20 EMA on the monthly time frame. So we've run into the resistance and we've run into the monthly 20 EMA at 0.035. Now at the time we was at 0.026, but we have actually since hit 0.035 and ran into the monthly 20 EMA. Now this is an area that I would expect as resistance because it's the first time since losing it back in 2022, 2021, the Velo's actually come up to this moving average. So we do need to be cautious again for pullbacks, just in case we do see rejection from this EMA here. Now, again, if we do see some sort of pullback, we need to look for some support targets, right? So I did also post another post on X and this was yesterday as well. Velo must hold the May 2024 high at 0.028 as support and continue its run higher to invalidate further decline in the RSI from the bearish divergence that is in place. If we do retrace further, based on simple support and resistance, I have given you some key support targets below. So in this image, what I wanted to focus on first is these two yellow trend lines. So we've got these higher highs in price where Velo had that run up to 0.035. That trend line's terribly drawn, but you can see that there's two higher highs here. And then in the RSI and the indicator, we've got a high and a lower high, and we have seen this rejection since posting. So we do have lower highs in the RSI and higher highs in the price. So I think that we are potentially at the moment, if we can't put in a higher high in the RSI anytime soon and take this high out, we are in a bearish divergence on the weekly time frame. So consider that we've run up to the monthly 20 at 0.035. Considered we've run up to that for the first time and we have a bearish divergence on the weekly. It's kind of just giving me the thought in the back of my mind, we need to be careful here, and this is why I'm giving you these targets. So we have a potential bearish divergence, and these are the support levels, 0.028. Now this was retested today, I believe. If we look at Velo on the 4 hour very quickly, was it today that we've actually retested that? So yesterday at around 9 PM actually, we retested 0.028, and since we've seen relief and we're trying to come back up to this 3.5 high, right? But again, as I'm saying, we need to be careful because of the monthly 20 EMA above. So if we can we've had the first touch on 0.028 support. We met that today. So that's been touched, and now we're seeing the relief, trying to get back to that 3.5 high and take it out. If we fail to take out 0.035 and fail to put in a higher high in the RSI and take this high out to invalidate the bearish divergence, if we fail, then you've got 0.023 support below, which is these previous candle closes from May of 2024, which was the highs that we were needing to break for several months. So if we lose 0.028, my next support target would be 0.023 on these previous May candle close highs. Now failing to hold that, again, we're starting to get a bit extensive here on the drawbacks, but you've got 0.018, which was also the previous sort of double bottom resistance line at 0.018 on the closes that we needed to also break. We had this 1, 2, 3 into resistance, then we had an A, B, C wave 4, and now we're in this impulsive wave 5, which has taken out this previous high. So there is bullish patterns here, but we have had 5 moves up, and we do tend to see some sort of correction after a 5 wave move. Again, albeit considered, if you zoomed out even further to the monthly here, this would probably look like a larger impulsive wave, more a complete 1 or 2 wave. But there's waves within waves, and I do think we could have short-term resistance over the next couple of weeks. Now, you can see last week we did actually come back down to 0.022, and we had a wick. So if we can't take out 3.5, potentially we come back in and fill this wick at 0.023. So that's a key area of support to look for if we do have any sort of deeper retracement over the next few days until my next update. And lastly, 0.018, as I was just speaking as well on these previous close highs here. So in regards to technical analysis, that's pretty much really and truly what I wanted to show you guys today. I could look at the lower time frames a little bit more here and just sort of see what's going on here on the 4 hour. So again, here is our 0.022 support, which is currently the sort of really key support level we need to hold. We came back here on the 5th of December for support. We came back here on the 10th of December, and since we haven't looked back from that, and this is where we put in that 0.03 high on Monday. So when did we put that in? Yesterday. So the fact that we've put this high in, what you can see here on the 4 hour is we came back to our first support target, which was this previous level of resistance that's now been turned into support. So you can see that under this resistance off of 0.022, we had this sort of compression here where we was coiling up, got really tight. We had the breakout, put in that new local high at 0.035, and then we've just back tested this previous resistance for support and seen the continuation. So it's all about taking out this 0.035 high right now, and potentially trying to invalidate that bearish divergence. So that's just a little bit on the lower time frames here. Now you can see that this is quite an strong area of resistance as well that we need to break through, that we're currently at. So for the last sort of 4 12 hours, we've been trying to break through this resistance area in order to get back to this wick. So there's work that needs to be done, but we are in an uptrend. The trend is our friend until the end. We're holding the daily EMAs beautifully since the bull cross back on the 21st of November. You can see we've come up. We had a retest on the 20 EMA on the 10th, and since then we've seen the breakout, which is put in this new local high. So it's all about trying to break out this these previous candles. Now, if we can get a bullish engulfing candle today, which means this daily candle can come up and close out higher than the previous daily candles, if we can get a higher close, that would be a bullish statement. But failing to put in a candle close above the previous 2 days, I think it could give way that we're sort of struggling to break through here and could be coming back down for a bit more of a correction, potentially back to these lows that we've come from over the last sort of week or so. So it's all about breaking this resistance and holding this 0.022 support. Right now we're sort of caught in this range waiting for a decision. It's a bit messy, but you kind of get my gist. Okay, we're caught between support and resistance right now, and we're holding the EMAs beautifully on the daily, and we just need to wait for a decision to occur before the next leg moves up. So that's the technical analysis side of things, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it, and again, nothing that I say is financial advice. Now, before I leave, we do also have another Velo AMA. The last one's reception was a bit mixed with response in regards to the way that it was marketed, but I think there were some fantastic points from Beam that we needed to take away. And we do have another one where Beam is also joining the Mario Norfal show, and this will be on Wednesday the 18th of December at 6:30 p.m. UTC on Mario Norfal's X. So do make sure you come in and tune in with this, guys, as well. Again, like I was saying, another AMA already. Excellent work, team, and thank you very much. It's exactly what the community likes to see and hear. So very productive from their side. Make sure you're there, guys. Be there or be square. And until next time, from Chart Nerd TA, take care. Peace out.